Do aliens watch movies? Everyone loves movies, right? Imagine an alien civilization light years away tuning into their version of Netflix or ours. Do they get upset when your favorite show gets canceled after 2 seasons? Are the aliens watching us? Would they binge-watch Star Wars? Debate the meaning of Inception? Or are they already watching us right now? Welcome to the Renaissance Spirit channel, Scott Layton, your host here. And I was just watching top 10 production designs of all time on Cinefix's YouTube channel. I'll throw the link above. Anyway, Geek Me started wondering storytelling is one of the most popular and pervasive aspects of human culture. It's everywhere, from ancient cave paintings to virtual reality experiences. It got me thinking, how long was it before humans, even before they had full language, started telling stories? And if storytelling is so fundamental to our evolution, would extraterrestrial civilizations also have their own versions of movies? Would they sit down with alien popcorn and watch sci-fi flicks about us? Or maybe, just maybe, they're already watching our movies. The first Storytellers, a prehistoric Netflix. Before we had words, before we had writing, we had stories. Imagine a group of early humans huddled around a fire, their eyes reflecting the flickering flames as one of them, maybe the best hunter, maybe the one with the most expressive gestures, reenacts the chase of the mammoth. The others watch, rapt, feeling the tension, the thrill, the triumph. This was pre-language storytelling, using gestures, expressions, and sounds to pass down knowledge and experience. An early trial-and-error version of charades. Anthropologists believe that storytelling and language co-evolved, that the need to communicate experiences, ideas, and myths pushed the development of complex speech. The first true stories weren't just about survival. They shaped our ability to think in abstract ways, to dream of things unseen. Sounds reasonable, right? Great auntie grunts. Where's dinner? Great uncle motions with his hand and arm. Here. Wouldn't have taken long for uncle's best friend to be eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. And just like that, the first horror story was born, from cave walls to the silver screen. As language developed, so did the tools of storytelling. The earliest written stories, like the Epic of Gilgamesh, over 4,000 years old, weren't just entertainment, they were ways to explore human nature, morality, and the unknown. But storytelling wasn't limited to writing. It was a performance, a communal experience. The ancient Greeks pioneered the first known theatrical plays, with playwrights like Sophocles, Euripides, and Aeschylus crafting tragedies and comedies that still influence drama today. Meanwhile, in the East, elaborate shadow puppet shows in China and wayang kulit performances in Indonesia used light and movement to bring myths to life. The Middle Ages saw traveling bards and troubadours singing epic tales, and in the Elizabethan era, William Shakespeare transformed storytelling with plays that delved into love, power, betrayal, and the human condition. The printing press in the 15th century was a storytelling revolution, making books widely accessible and allowing legends, fables, and histories to spread across the world. Over the centuries, literary giants like J.R.R. Tolkien created entire worlds so immersive that readers felt as if they had stepped into Middle-earth. The Bible, the Odyssey, Don Quixote, Pride and Prejudice, Moby Dick, and 1984 are just a few examples of literature's ability to shape culture and thought. But storytelling wasn't confined to the page. Photography captured real-life narratives. Radio dramas brought mystery and adventure into homes. And silent films turned moving images into a universal language. Then came Hollywood, launching the golden age of cinema, where films like The Godfather, Star Wars, and The Lord of the Rings redefined storytelling on a global scale. From myths carved into stone to digital worlds in video games, storytelling is the foundation of human culture. And if it is so vital to us, could it be just as important to extraterrestrial civilizations? Movies are just the latest form of a tradition that started with shadows on a cave wall. But here's the kicker. If storytelling is such an integral part of intelligence and culture, wouldn't aliens have stories too? Do aliens tell stories? If intelligent extraterrestrials exist, would they have their own versions of myths, legends, and blockbusters? Let's break it down. Would they even watch stories? We rely on sight and sound. But alien senses might be completely different. Maybe they feel their stories through changes in temperature or pressure. Maybe they experience narratives directly in their minds, shared through a hive mind consciousness. Would they have movie theaters? If they have a social structure, they likely have shared entertainment, but instead of a screen, maybe they use a neural link system where the movie is a fully immersive experience, making them live the story instead of just watching it. What stories would they tell? And maybe we'll pick up their transmissions, just like they do ours. Since 1960, when astronomer Frank Drake launched Project Ozma, scientists have been listening for extraterrestrial signals, hoping to detect an artificial transmission from the stars. The most famous potential signal, the 1977 WOW signal, was a mysterious 72-second radio burst from deep space that has never been repeated. Over the decades, SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, has expanded, using powerful radio telescopes like the Allen Telescope Array and funding from initiatives like Breakthrough Listen, which is scanning 1 million stars for alien messages. While we have yet to confirm a signal, humanity has already sent its own, like the Arecibo message, 1974, beamed toward a distant star cluster in binary code. With each passing year, our technology improves, increasing the chances that we might one day intercept an extraterrestrial transmission, perhaps a greeting, perhaps an alien equivalent of Star Wars, or perhaps something we can't even begin to comprehend. If another civilization is listening, they might already know our stories. The real question is, when will we hear theirs? Wait, are we picking up a transmission?
The sky of Encelis was not a sky at all, but a vast, undulating membrane of bioluminescent filaments, stretching across the upper atmosphere like the gossamer threads of a cosmic tapestry. It pulsed gently, shifting from deep violet to iridescent blue, whispering secrets and colors that only the encelii could understand. Below, a silver-laced jungle breathed with slow, rhythmic exhalations, its tree-like structures bending in synchrony as if listening to an unheard symphony. Between their spiraling trunks, pools of liquid light glowed softly, reflecting the drifting shapes of the encelii. Two figures emerged from the glow, tall, elongated beings with bodies of shifting translucence, as if carved from flowing glass. Their skin shimmered with fractal patterns that rippled when they moved, revealing the slow currents of thought beneath. Each had 6 limbs, 4 for movement, 2 for expression, and delicate, ribbon-like appendages at their backs, quivering like sea anemones in an invisible tide. One of them, Taru, reached forward, placing a long, many-jointed hand over a large, floating sphere that pulsed with an inner light. The sphere, known as a memory bloom, began to spin, casting ribbons of energy into the air.
Yelteler Nashveya.
We step into the old dream. Beside them, Salash tensed, their colors shifting from a calm opalescent hue to a flickering pattern of golden uncertainty.
Cash, AEL?
Will it welcome us? The memory bloom trembled. A rush of color and sound erupted around them. Images, unlike anything a human eye could perceive, flooded the space. A city of living light perched on floating spires. The vast form of an ancient Orhanai, a creature that moved through the sky like a drifting moon, its thoughts deep enough to shape the wind. And then, something unfamiliar. A shadow. A being of strange angles, rigid and dark, nothing like the fluid elegance of the encelii. Its form crackled with a static energy, as if it had been sculpted from the very absence of warmth.
Esha Norav, Vitalish.
This was not of our making. It does not belong to the dream.
Torvesh, Tanash.
But if it is here, was it real? The memory bloom flickered wildly. For a brief moment, a sound filled the air, unlike the harmonic tones of the encelii. This sound was fragmented, sharp, alien. A voice, speaking words that had never been spoken on Encelis before.
Who are you?
A rush of silence followed.
For the first time in known memory, the encelii felt something they had never encountered before. Something outside the dream. Something real. Lost transmission. Our stories often revolve around love, war, exploration, and personal struggles. Would an alien species that evolved differently have the same themes? A hive mind species might not have individual heroes. A species that never experienced scarcity might not have tales of conflict. And here's a wild thought. What if they already know our stories? Are aliens watching us? Peering down on us from orbit or light years away, we may never know. Imagine an alien world thousands of light years away. Somewhere, in a darkened room, or whatever they use instead of rooms, an alien is watching a flickering screen, staring at images of us. Maybe they're fascinated. Maybe they're horrified. Maybe they're taking notes. Maybe they're memorizing Starfleet diagrams. Maybe they're just looking for a place where everybody knows your name. A thank you for being a friend. Just like many of us do with our screens, we've been broadcasting signals into space for over a century, whether we meant to or not. Our first accidental transmissions, early radio and television signals, have been leaking into space since the early 20th century. That means if there's an alien civilization within 100 light years, they could be receiving our old broadcasts right now. One of the earliest strong signals that could have reached an alien audience was the 1936 Berlin Olympic Games, transmitted using powerful radio waves. That means the first impression aliens might have of us is a massive global event under the shadow of Nazi Germany. Not exactly our best look. Think about it, if aliens are out there, their first impression of humanity isn't a diplomatic message, it's the 1936 Olympics, broadcast from Nazi Germany. Not exactly the peaceful, enlightened introduction we'd hoped for. Since then, we've sent intentional messages too, like the Arecibo message, 1974, a binary-coded signal designed to tell extraterrestrials about us. But these are just tiny blips compared to the massive wave of radio, TV, and internet data we send out every second. Could aliens intercept our browsing history? Well, let's hope not. But if an advanced species had a way to tune in, they might be watching I Love Lucy, Star Trek, Star Wars, Harry Potter, The West Wing, or the chaotic energy of The Simpsons. And maybe we'll pick up their transmissions, just like they do ours. Thank you for watching. Our channel, The Renaissance Spirit, is dedicated to the pursuit of a just, equitable, and humanitarian world. Our topics span history, politics, society, culture, and even the mysteries of space. Living the Renaissance Spirit means seeing history not as a distant past, but as a living dialogue, a conversation with the future. Will they remember us as stewards of Earth, seekers of truth? Or will we be just another forgotten civilization, our stories lost in time? The Renaissance sparked a new age of discovery. Today, as we search the stars for others like us, we might just be on the cusp of another. So, if you love history, science, and big ideas, subscribe, turn on notifications, and take our quiz to see if you're a Renaissance spirit. Because history isn't dead, it's waiting to be rediscovered. And in the end, whether in cave paintings or interstellar transmissions, stories are what make us who we are. If aliens tell stories, maybe, just maybe, they're wondering the same thing we are. Are we alone in the universe? And if we're not, what stories will we tell each other? Maybe the real question isn't whether aliens watch our movies, but whether they see us as the heroes or the villains of our own story. Somewhere out there, they might already be watching. Maybe they're waiting, or maybe they're just about to press play. I invite them to subscribe, like, and share my videos as well. At least, only share with other peaceful aliens, please. Live the Renaissance spirit.